Again, almost all the properties that I've bought so far, which is like over 35 properties with partners or even on my own, I overpaid at the time. And literally like almost every property, everybody's like, you paid what? You're crazy. There's no way you should have paid that. It was only worth 500, you paid 520. But again, I'm playing the long game. What's up, Fruitful investors? I'm selling the first property I ever purchased, a little tiny townhome I bought 11 years ago. And at that time, everybody thought I overpaid. Matt, you paid what? You overpaid. But I knew that I was in the good area, I was gonna attract a quality tenant, and this was gonna appreciate very, very fast. 11 years later, we're selling it. Like I said, I'm about to make over 200,000. Did I overpay? Am I the idiot? Look who's making money now. Let's go. All right guys, I'm gonna show you a bit of the unit here, but I also wanna talk about that it's okay to overpay on properties if you're going for quality. Again, if you're investing with the mentality of 5 years or more, I'm gonna hold this property for 5 years or more, you can pay market value or even slightly overpay if it's the right area. Again, almost all the properties that I've bought so far, which is like over 35 properties with partners or even on my own, I overpaid at the time. And literally like almost every property, everybody's like, you paid what? You're crazy. There's no way you should have paid that. It was only worth 500, you paid 520. But again, I'm playing the long game. Who cares if I overpay 10 grand, 3 grand, 5 grand in the span of 5 years, 10 years, 11 years? Who gives a shit about that 5 grand? I got the deal, I got the quality tenant, and you're gonna make money if you're buying in the right area. So this kitchen, like I said, this was the first property I ever bought, so this isn't as nicely renovated as like our normal properties. It doesn't need to be because this townhome is so cheap and the market is so hot in my area that this property's gonna fly off the shelf. You know, like we didn't need to go super, super crazy on the renovations, but I did actually all of this work myself. When I bought this, I was 22 years old. I just quit my job as a carpenter. So I just finished my apprenticeship as a carpenter. That's when you normally get a job and a good paying wage. I said, fuck that. I quit. I started my own company, renovating properties just for investors in my area like this. And I just bought this property the same month. So I just bought a property, had a ton of expenses coming in, no job, no income, took a leap of faith, no clients. It somehow worked out. It worked out. But again, that's a leap of faith and the trust you guys have to have in yourself if you want to make it. You got to take action, take action, take action. Stop sitting on the couch. Let's go. I'm talking to you young people. Let's go. So this kitchen, we did a couple years ago, just IKEA. I think it was like 5 years ago. For the tenant, just nice and easy. Got the subway tile backsplash. This is back when we used to do the chrome. Now we do the black restaurant taps. And then we got this kind of crappy little sink, but whatever. It looks really good. To me, what we normally do now, this is kind of crappy. But again, it's gonna sell super fast. These tiles on the floor, I actually laid everything myself. Everything you see, I did myself 11 years ago. So this house is held up pretty good. Also, this is our the first property we staged. So Rachel and I started our own staging company in Kitchener-Waterloo because we're doing so many of our own flips. It was getting crazy paying our stager 2 grand, 2 grand, 2 grand every time. We bought all the furniture you see in this house and more, because this house is so small. We bought it all for about $3,000, $4,000 bucks. So now we have it, that's it, right? And we do so many flips, we're doing like 1 or 2 a month. So Rachel's gardening in the background, yeah, you can probably see her. But yeah, in this living room, we just kept, again, the floors, these are the original floors from when I bought it 11 years ago. They're okay, it's in decent shape. But again, staging goes a long way. When the tenant moved out, she actually moved into one of my other units that I have in this complex as well. Again, it's all about monopoly and specializing. So we moved her over there. I got the crew in. They painted the whole house just to freshen it up. That's all the work we did, man, to list this property. That's all we need to do. So we just staged it, make it look a little cooler. The reason why we decided to even do this, because I was just gonna sell it as is. Not even paint it, no staging, no nothing. Because units in this complex were flying off the shelves and they were literally like 1960s pieces of shit. And they were still flying off the shelf. So Rachel was like, why don't we just paint it and do a practice staging, which I think it turned out pretty sick. What do you guys think? Comment below. Why don't we practice, stage it, and maybe we'll get 330, 340, right? Because all the shitty units are selling for 320. So we might as well, let's do the experiment. I think it's gonna work. Let's go upstairs and check out what we've done there. All right, so up here, again, we just paint the whole thing, and we left the original flooring. Actually, one little secret trick here, some of the flooring is separating on the floor down here. So we actually just painted, Rachel painted it brown in between to, you know, conceal the gaps. Little tricks, man, little tricks, whatever it takes. But anyway, in the kids' room here, we just staged. This would have been the master regularly, but I'll show you in a second why it's a kids' room. We got the cool little staging here with the kids' drawings. We're appealing to the customer we want to sell, right? Because it's most likely going to be a young millennial or a little millennial family who's going to probably buy this house. So we're playing up the kid theme. In the bathroom here, we didn't do anything except for the floors I did like 6 years ago and painted. Nice and easy. It's a typical bathroom. Here is the big master bedroom, and what they did, I guess the seller, many sellers ago, before I even bought it 11 years ago, they took down this wall here. You can see, you know, the remnants of it. This would have been 2 bedrooms. This would have been in 2 kids' rooms and then the master in there. You can see like this bed would be right at the wall. Like this would have been the most tiniest kids' rooms ever. So I left it as is the whole time because this is a pretty sweet size. But all the other units in the complex are 3 bedrooms with these little dinky rooms. So I don't know if that's gonna affect the value too much of selling it. I don't think it will, because you can literally put the wall back for like 200 bucks, but we'll see where it goes. So master is staged pretty cool. Got the horse picture there. Looks pretty cool and modern. What can I say? It's just a basic house, man. This is as nice as our normal flips. This video is more so about playing the long game and getting you guys to realize, invest in real estate. You guys wanna be in real estate investors? Be real estate investors. Oh, but Matt, I need a deal. I gotta buy the property 70 cents on the dollar. You ain't gonna get some deals if you're just focusing on that. I like to get deals. I like to get undervalued properties. But if you really wanna build this business and buy quality properties, which is my whole mind frame, you need to take action and buy the quality properties. And what do they require? Money, pay up. Let's go to the basement. All right, so in here we did a little desk staging. It looked pretty cool at the landing. The rec room here was kind of unfinished when I bought it, so we finished all of this, drywall the ceiling, pot lights, made it more modern because it was kind of shitty when I bought it. And then we just staged this space as a cool little yoga space. I don't know, cool stuff. Here we did the fuse panel, so this is original, so we didn't change that. Most of my properties, we changed all these panels, but again, not really required for this property. Again, it's gonna fly off the shelf, so we just do what we have to do to sell the property. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked the little walkthrough, but I also wanted to talk about the importance of buying quality properties. And people at the time are gonna think you're crazy. You shouldn't buy that property, it's overvalued, you're overpaying. Trust me, if you have a long-term mentality, you will almost always win in real estate. If you're working with the right people, the right investment savvy realtors, etc., you will guaranteed win every single time. All my clients make money. I haven't had a client yet lose money, knock on wood, and they ain't gonna lose money. So guys, if you like the video, smash that like button, also hit that subscribe button so we can see more of each other. I can bring you along the journey of me being a real estate investor and living the fruitful life. I'll see you in the next video.